Back then, when smoking was allowed, the employer, they allowed smoking in the office. So a lot of people smoked in the office. And it was awful, the room would just fill with smoke. I was having some respiratory issues, and I found that I developed asthma. But you endured it because you couldn't do anything about it. You were just a prisoner to it, really. You just have to put up with it.
In Hawaii, we are lucky to live in a state where we have the right to breathe clean, healthy air. But this has not always been the case. Just 10 years ago, smoking was allowed in workplaces, restaurants, bars, clubs, and most other public places.
I take great joy every day in Hawaii's wonderful clean air, both inside and out. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the Clean Indoor Air Law in Hawaii. Today, only 60% of the U.S. population is protected from secondhand smoke through comprehensive smoke-free indoor air laws like ours. Clean indoor air laws have been shown to not only protect others from secondhand smoke, but to help smokers to kick the habit. Hawaii has achieved a 17% decrease in our adult smoking rates over the past 10 years and is proud to have the third lowest adult smoking rate in the country at 14%.
Sometimes we take for granted the clean air we can breathe both indoors and outside. And it's easy to forget the work of our local champions who have fought for our basic right to clean and healthy air. Over a decade ago, when the Clean Indoor Air Act was first introduced and passed, there was strong opposition. Naysayers argued that the rights of Hawaii residents were being violated by not being able to smoke anywhere and anytime they wanted to. However, tobacco prevention and control experts, advocates, and state and local legislators successfully made the case that the real human rights violation is continually allowing the exposure to secondhand smoke, especially for our keiki. Even the U.S. Surgeon General reports that there is no safe level of exposure to secondhand smoke.
Leading up to it, we had different county ordinances covering different things in different counties. So workers in some counties had one level of protection. And so, because of all that work though bubbling up and because of the many years of different people working together, finally there was a kind of a tipping point where folks said, it's time, we need to come together and work to have one unified smoke-free law for all of our workers across the state.
The passage of the law was a public health victory. It afforded all of Hawaii the right to breathe clean air and paved the way for a healthier Hawaii. Clean air laws affect the normalization of smoke-free spaces and provide environmental support for those trying to quit smoking. Thanks to the enduring efforts by our legislators to introduce and support tobacco prevention and control legislation, the Clean Indoor Air Law was the first of several laws to protect the public from the dangers of tobacco products.
Thanks to the Coalition for Tobacco-Free Hawaii, our national partners, and diligent grassroots efforts led by enlightened business owners, youth, and others, we educated our community on the dangers of secondhand smoke and the benefits of going smoke-free.
It also led to the capacity of building up advocates who could then push for other laws like our bans at state beach parks, and now we even have laws on product placement. And we want to continue to push on laws that will ensure that tobacco is not marketed to children.
In 2005, the Hawaii Tobacco Quit Line, a statewide stop smoking program that offers Hawaii smokers access to free quit coaching and approved nicotine replacement therapy, was established to help smokers quit. And the landscape of smoking in Hawaii began to change. The smoke finally began to clear for residents and visitors.
Today I can perform in venues that are smoke-free, like this one. As a singer, breathing clean air is so important. If you can't breathe, you can't sing well. Will you still love me tomorrow?
When the law was enacted, it was really important to address one of the major components of Hawaii's industry, tourism. We made a special effort to reach out to the tour groups, tour companies, taxi drivers, bus drivers, to let them know in a courteous and aloha-friendly way to remind people that you can't smoke in public places, and to let visitors know in their home country of origin what to expect, particularly in those countries where they didn't have the same protections or there were no laws against exposure to tobacco smoke.
The goal of the law was to have a healthier Hawaii, and it worked. From 2006 to 2016, smoking rates in both youth and adults decreased. Today, there are over 6,500 fewer high school and middle school smokers, and more than 30,000 fewer adult smokers than there were 10 years ago. But it wasn't just the Clean Indoor Air Law that resulted in these triumphs. Since its inception, the Hawaii Tobacco Quit Line has received over 90,000 calls. Public opinion around smoking has changed, and rates of tobacco use have dropped significantly. As a result, the Hawaii Tobacco Quit Line has had to shift its messaging from a statewide approach to one that targets specific pockets of our population that still have high rates of tobacco use. Today's smokers no longer respond to earlier ads that warned about the danger of smoking. By now, everyone is largely aware of the health consequences of smoking, but it is still not enough to motivate some smokers to quit. Cautionary ads have a tendency to leave those who are addicted to nicotine feeling marginalized and misunderstood.
You're a heart attack waiting to happen.
Instead, new quitline messages acknowledge the daily struggles of the smoker, like coping with stress at work or missing out on important family moments due to smoking.
I fought for my job, struggled to pay bills, put food on the table. But between depression and stress, sometimes things get difficult.
These messages seek to increase smokers' perceived ability to quit by utilizing empowering language that puts the choice to quit in their hands.
But maybe I need some help this time to quit those cigarettes for good. It's my time and it's my call.
I tried to quit like 20 times, made all the excuses, but I'm a role model. I need to set a good example and be here for them for a long time.
And providing them with tools, such as support from quick coaches, online access, and new texting capabilities to make the change.
It's going to be tough, but this time, I have hope.
Other policies protecting Hawaii from the dangers of smoking and secondhand smoke have passed. We now have smoke-free parks. All public housing properties are now smoke-free. E-cigarettes are now incorporated into the Clean Indoor Air Law. And Hawaii became the first state in the nation to raise the age of tobacco consumption, possession, and purchase to 21 years. The work continues today.
My children have never been in a restaurant that allows smoking and never had to experience that. So I think the tobacco control landscape today really was influenced a lot by the smoke-free air law that passed 10 years ago. And again, will help to change the social norms around e-cigarettes.
So we've really cleaned up the air, and that's the conversation to have. That's the comparison to make. I don't want to hear, oh, e-cigs, for instance, are cleaner than tobacco smoke. That's not the comparison anymore because the air is clean. Are e-cigs cleaner than clean air? And they're not. So where I see us going is I would like to see the smoking rates continue to go down. I wouldn't mind if it hit zero.
I was so happy when the law passed. I no longer have to eat in an environment that has tobacco smoke. I can now dine with my clients, with my family and friends, and not have to worry about my asthma being triggered. The Clean Indoor Air Law has helped to make my life better and my health better, and I'm truly thankful for that.
Indisputable evidence shows that smoke-free policies lead to both immediate and long-term health benefits. I don't know about you, but when I travel to states and countries that allow indoor smoking, I am so grateful to Hawaii's law protecting all of us from secondhand smoke. In spite of our progress, 26% of cancer deaths in Hawaii are attributable to smoking. We must continue our comprehensive approach to protect our people from the dangers of smoking. As we move forward in tobacco control, our efforts remain focused primarily on further reducing tobacco use among priority populations. These include Native Hawaiians, people with low socioeconomic status, people with mental health and substance use disorders, people who identify as lesbian, bisexual, gay, or transgender, as well as our youth. We also need to further reduce secondhand smoke exposure for everyone, especially our keiki. There is still work to be done to reach the goal of a tobacco-free Hawaii. I'd like to thank everyone who helped in the passage of the landmark Clean Indoor Air Law in 2006. The impact of your efforts then can be felt with the social norm change of cleaner air for everyone in Hawaii today and generations to come.
Please join me in celebrating 10 years of clean air in Hawaii.
On behalf of Hawaii Community Foundation,
congratulations.
Congratulations, Hawaii, from the American Cancer Society.
From the American Heart Association, congratulations, Hawaii.
Congratulations. From the American Lung Association in Hawaii.
So congratulations to everyone.
Congratulations, Hawaii.
Congratulations to all the people of Hawaii.
Mahalo.
Congratulations, Hawaii.
Congratulations, Hawaii, on 10 years of being smoke-free.